What's going on, everybody? I'm back, and actually today, even though we uploaded a video earlier, this was an unexpected video, but I felt it had to be something that was made because of something that was pointed out to me. Um, I've been asked on multiple of my socials that it's a question I've always avoided. So I've been asked because I have pictures uploaded of me having bows. I've had pictures uploaded of me hunting with bows, with pictures of whenever I get a new knife, because I do outdoor stuff. And a lot of my followers are all country. And because I bow hunt and I always have camo and I have military supplies, I have been asked, do I own guns? Yes. I own ARs, I own AKs, I own bolt actions, I own lever actions, I own pistols, I own shotguns, I own them all. You name it, I own it, pretty much. This video is being made because I did make a comment on Twitter because one of the top people in the White House said that civilians don't need to own guns that the military has used. And in that post, she also had a picture of an M1 Garand. She said civilians do not need to own AR-15s or AKs, any military-grade weapons. Civilians need to have weapons that are made for hunting like this. I commented on that Twitter post of that's the M1 Garand. We used that weapon from late World War I all the way to Vietnam. And the only reason why we stopped using the M1 is because the M1 could not match the firepower of the 30-round AK-47 whenever the M1 Garand only used 8 rounds. I mean, whenever the M1 Garand only used 8 rounds. So that's why we switched to the M16. I commented that on our post, and I had multiple different people that own guns and people that are against gun, that the protesters, and I had people going off on her, and not even 5 days later that she took that tweet down. I was the very first person that commented and telling them about the history of that gun. And I said a few other things in my comment, but it was a lot of cursing because I own guns. It's our Second Amendment. It's our right to own firearms. And all these protests, people are saying that gun shops don't do background checks. They do. They legally have to do background checks. Now, here's my thinking on the AR and AK. You can even agree with me. I own ARs and AKs, but I'm 20 and I also have military experience. But I agree, an 18-year-old does not need to walk into a gun shop and buy an AR-15 or an AK-47. It should be 21 like it is for handguns. Now, if they live on a farm and they're getting like a shotgun or something, that's one thing. I own my guns because it's my right. And I live out in the country. I hunt. Guns are I grew up around firearms. I grew up in a military family. So firearms have always been a big part of my life. Do I have a firearm on me right now? No. Do I have a firearm here with me? Yes. But, I mean, everybody's saying that people that own AKs and ARs are killing people. Every single person. I own ARs and AKs. I haven't killed a man yet. Except for whenever I was in the Army. And I have friends that own ARs and AKs, and they have yet to kill somebody. So all this bull crap that you're hearing on these protests is a lie. YouTube, go on ahead and demonetize this video because I know you're a Democratic ran business. You didn't know that, did you? YouTube's run by Democrats.
Yeah.
Guess what? We don't care. We're Republican. We believe in the freedom of America. We believe every civilian has a right. Yes, they have their right for freedom of speech, but this is just to teach you people. They legally have to do background checks. Here, at least, where I live. So, and I even went the NRA convention in Texas. I went to with one of my friends because his daddy works with one of those companies that had a business there. So we got in. No, I didn't see Brandon Herrera. I wish I did. Which makes my pee-pee flashing, but you know what? That's all right. So, yeah, I support gun laws. 100%. Literally, here, let me see your hat. Me and him both have matching hats. Don't tread on me. This government falls. For you that are the gun protesters, you people will be the first ones that get hurt. Because for the ones that do have guns, we can actually defend ourselves. There you go. Now, let's see. Let's say somebody breaks into your house. You going to go running into your closet like mommy and daddy taught you while they're robbing you? Dude, those criminals were taught the same thing as you. Hiding in that closet and going to work.
Wait, so alright. So, if somebody try to break your house without a gun, what will you do? Oh, I have a dog. Well, their dog is in there. Hold up, guess what? They're grabbing fucking neck, you're stabbing it in fucking neck, or they were shooting in them.
He said the same thing. Because I told him, I said, dude, you need to get a gun. Because if somebody breaks into your house, he said, well, I got Daisy. Daisy's a good guard dog.
Yeah.
But all it takes is for that one person to pull a gun and boom, what are you going to do? He said, run. Good choice. But can you outrun a speeding bullet?
Oh.
There you people go. I own guns. I had a dude break into my house one time and I was home alone and he had a knife. When he got my front door open, he had a shotgun at his face.
Hey, this is what I need is a fucking gun.
Guns have a lot of civilians have a lot of reasons to own guns. Granted, I agree. 18-year-olds don't need to go into a gun shop and buy ARs. Now, let's say this 18-year-old's in the Army. All right. They have an Army ID. I agree. They have a military ID, and they want to go into a gun shop and buy a gun. I agree.
I have a question. Okay, so I know you have to be 21, but will you still join a military be 18?
Dude, you can join a military at 17.
17, really?
At 17 with parents' consent. Because whenever I was in the military, I joined the Army at 17. I have had friends 17, 18 years old in the Army.
Wow.
And I'm just going to say this. Buddies, ladies, gentlemen, there's nothing wrong with guns. The guns aren't what kill people.
Nothing wrong at all.
The guns aren't what kill people. The gun's the tool. People don't look at it that way. But
hey,
here, hold on. I got this. I have a better example.
Hey, be right back. He'll show you something.
I got this.
He'll about to show you something.
All right, here. My shotgun, it's loaded. People say guns kill people. All right.
Hey, just like American Dad said.
Hold on. Gun. Kill.
Look.
Don't be shy. Kill.
Look. See?
Come on.
Is she moving? Look. You won't
Kill.
shoot.
Come on, gun. Kill. Don't be shy. Guns don't kill people. People kill people.
Yeah.
Guns defend people against people with smaller guns.
Exactly.
Now, YouTube, I know you're going to get mad that I've had a gun in this video, and I know it's probably going to get demonetized and striked, so who cares? But I'm pointing out a fact. This is a tool. Because you just saw, I laid it down and said, kill. Come on, gun. Kill. Don't be shy. Guns don't kill people. The gun
kill people.
This is a tool. And if you know how to use it properly, people don't get hurt. And by the way, like I said, so that way nobody gets hurt, sorry, my gun stays unloaded. If you have knowledge, if you have common sense in gun safety, people won't get hurt.
Exactly.
The gun doesn't kill people. It's a tool that every civilian has a right to own. I have been looked down upon from multiple people because they're gun protesters because I own this. And you know what I tell them? I don't care. Because I'm not hurting anybody with this. Am I hurting anybody with this right now, Connor? People say whenever somebody gets a hold of a gun, somebody gets hurt.
See, gun will hurt people.
Like
People
they
hurt
they
people.
say whenever somebody gets a hold of a gun, somebody gets hurt. I'm a hold of a gun. Nobody's getting hurt. Here.
Look,
Here.
look.
He's a hold of a gun.
Look.
Daisy.
Did they stop? Look. You see a gun? Look. Did a gun try to kill me or anything? Look. Did they moving? No. Look.
Yeah.
Guns don't kill people.
Guns don't kill people.
Kill people.
It's a tool that people use to defend themselves. Like me. Yes, I own ARs. I own AKs. Yes, I agree that an 18-year-old civilian does not need to go buy a gun. But if they are in the Army, what about them? They're military trained for gun safety. Then you think they have a right to own a gun? What about those 17 and 18-year-olds that have died for your freedom to own the gun and to protest against them all the way since World War I? If you people knew what soldiers go through and what combat does with us fucking mentally, a lot of this shit probably wouldn't be going on. If they did, and I guarantee you, these same fucking people protest against, and they want history gone. Does Black Lives Matter? They want to get rid of history. I'm going to teach y'all something. Yeah, black people don't like the Confederate flag, right? Because it's racist. I'm going to teach you something. The flag doesn't speak. The flag isn't a human, so it can't hurt you. The flag was just there. People are racist, not the flag. Did the flag hurt you? No. Did the flag offend you? Yeah. All right. But that doesn't give you the right to go hurt somebody or something like that because of it. And this thing with get rid of the police, I'm going to teach you some. The second you get rid of the fucking police, more and more people are going to die.
Yeah.
Because there is no law enforcement to defend them. And I'm going to teach you something. I've watched these videos about these cops shooting black people, something like that. Don't you think a lot of these black people also carry guns like white people? I carry a gun. It does not matter what kind of gun I carry. Every time I leave my house, I have a gun. And you know why? For my safety. Because guess what? Where I live, a lot of these black people don't mind shooting you because they're gang related. How do you think that these black people that are getting shot wasn't in trouble or under suspicion? Maybe you people should start looking at it from the cops' point of view. Instantly, cops have this, that they got to do that. They have that long to think if they're reaching for something. because you don't know what they're reaching for. Get in a cop's shoes before you start protesting. Get in a soldier's boots before you start protesting. And the second you see the shit we go through and the police go through, that's why I have the highest respects for military, police, all emergency responders, everybody, is because of the shit they go through. I've experienced. He has family members that has experienced it too. And you know what? Because of my military service and when I served, I've been looked down upon. But you know what? I never let it ruin my day. But I'm just tired of being asked, do I own guns? You see the rank on my hat. You see the camouflage. I've told you I've hunted in multiple videos. And I'm still getting asked these questions. So yes, I do own guns. But this shit needs to stop. I agree, 18-year-olds do not need to go buy a gun. If they are military and they have their military ID with them whenever they go buy the AR and AK, all right, sure. Then yeah, I say an 18-year-old has a right to own an AR because they are putting their lives on the line for you. Just think about that for a minute. If you people actually think, and please pause this video and think about it. If you actually think about it, you would understand, you would then agree that an 18-year-old that's in the Army has a right to own an AR. Yeah, like him, he's 19. No, you're 20 now.
I'm 20, yeah.
He's 20. He's a civilian. Do I think he should own an AR? No. Not at this current moment, because of mentally wise, if that makes sense. Me, I own them. I've had them since I was 15. My family has been buying guns all of our lives. In my house, I probably have about 100 firearms on my property. I probably got about 60,000 rounds of different ammunition for my guns. Now, that's just rounding them. I don't know exactly how many rounds of ammunition I have. But do I own Russian weapons? Yes. Do I own American weapons? Yes. Do I own German weapons? Yes. So, I'm just hoping that one day a lot of you protesters, or even gun owners, I know a lot of people that are gun owners agree and think that, yeah, 18-year-olds should have a right to buy a gun. I agree. I agree. They should have a right to buy a firearm because by law they are considered an adult, but not an AR. Unless they have military experience, I don't think a civilian needs to buy an AR at 18. Now, if they're 21, that's one thing, because they are more mature and they have more of a safe mind, if that's the proper word I'm looking for. They're more mature, so they know more responsibilities, and if they did buy that shotgun at 18, at least they have gun safety enough for ARs. And I'm going to tell you something. My ARs, you could set it side by side with a military weapon, a military M4. With their suppressors, their magazines, grips, lasers, scopes, everything. You couldn't tell the damn difference except for the company. So, have I killed somebody? Am I dangerous? Am I dangerous?
No.
So, I'm just going to put it to you people this way. I do my research. I do everything. I research. I've experienced it. I lived with it. I know. So, before you start protesting, actually sit down and think before you make up your choice. Because I've just proven to you people that, hey, I own these same guns. And people are saying that people are dying because of them. Yes, that is agreed. People are dying because of them. But what about us? And yeah, I agree on the background checks. Yeah, Sure, why not? Because you don't want a criminal to get a gun, especially in an AR or an AK. But the second, the second an 18-year-old hits 21, if he has that same grudge, if that's the word I'm looking for, whatever. But hey, I mean, just look at it in a smart way. Use your brain. Do your research. And because people like these protesters are doing all this and they're wanting to remove history, dude, guess what? I live history. I reenact World War II so that way I can teach people, because they're getting rid of history. And I just want to point something out. Somebody said people say guns are dangerous. This isn't hurting me right now. It's not hurting him. It's not hurting his dog. It's not hurting the couch. It's not hurting the roof. It's not hurting the window. It's not hurting any. It's not hurting anything.
We're not hurting everything.
I can go load it right now, and it'd be the same way. It's all the person that's behind the trigger. And if you have the knowledge to keep your hand off of your finger off the trigger, less people are going to die. If people actually had brains, less people would die. So, and yeah, a month ago at a hospital, a guy went into the hospital and shot everybody up here. And where did he go? He went to a pawn shop and bought I think it was he had two guns. I don't remember. He had an AR and some sort of handgun. But he got one from a pawn shop and one from a gun shop. I don't remember which was which. And somebody like him, he doesn't need it. But for us that actually have common sense, and for the ones that are military, if I was to, if let's say the world was in a war, government shut down, Russians were here, and I was shot, would I trust him with a gun and defend me? Hell yeah, because I know he has that common sense. But would I trust him shooting one of my high caliber guns? No. You're a toothpick. Sorry. So, at the end of the day, it's just with the gun rules, common sense is all it takes to keep people alive and to keep your finger off the trigger. When people learn how to do that, less and less people will die. Because the gun doesn't kill people. People kill people. The gun is just a tool. It's just an item. It's like your phone. Only difference, phones don't kill people. Guns do. But the gun doesn't kill people. The bullet doesn't kill people. The person behind the gun is the one that's doing the killing. Because the gun is just a tool like your phone. If people would start looking at it that way, their eyes would open up, and guess what? Your phone, your computer, your laptop, your tablet, whatever the fuck you're watching on, is just a tool. Alright? Take a tool away. Replace it with something else. You do realize guns will still be in the United States. Does not matter. Because there will be civilians like me, whenever you try to come and get them, you will not get them. Because you will not be able to find them. Because my guns don't stay on my property. I keep them hidden. Because with the way the world is going because of you people, what about us that actually have the brain? And I'm not the only person that knows where my guns are. And no, I'm the only person in my family that does. But you do realize I'm not saying a single word of who knows where they are.
They may go find your gun.
They can't find my guns.
You never know, buddy.
let's just say you better be good at land nav to find my firearms. And you better got some balls to go where they are. Because there's only one way in and one way out without getting hurt. That property that it's on has been robbed so many times. That property has booby traps on it. And that's why nobody goes out there. So, if people just use their brain and people learned that the gun was a tool, less people would die and there would be less protesting. Because guess what? I get one of these protesters or a liberal and I put a gun in their hand and they shoot somebody, they're just going to say, you see, the gun kills people. Who gets arrested for murder? Right? Who gets arrested for murder? It's not the gun. It's not the bullets. Who does? You.
People.
Because guess what? You're the one that kills, not the gun. The gun's a tool. So when people learn that the gun is a tool, the United States would be better off. And yes, I agree. Background checks. I agree. Your average 18-year-old does not need to go in there and buy an AR. They're military and they have their military ID with them. Hell yeah, go buy your AR. I agree. I support our Second Amendment, but I do agree that civilians do not need an 18-year-old does not need an AR. That's really all I have to put in on that. So, you got anything to put in on that?
No.
I mean, look at him. His grandpa owns enough guns, he could probably arm every single person in our town. And has he killed anybody?
No.
Has those guns killed anybody?
Maybe. Maybe.
Exactly. But how is it a maybe if a gun is just a tool?
Hey, guns kill people, bro.
Yep. Because the gun is the one that sends the lead down range and hits your target. But the gun can't pull the trigger by itself. The person does.
But that's me. Gun kill people.
Like I said, the gun's a tool, isn't it? Here. Let's say this gun is let's say this gun's just laying here like this. Alright. My hand's not touching it. Somebody's sitting over there. Barrel's pointed that way.
Well, if you're touching it, kill people.
No,
So gun kill people.
No, here. Let's say I'm doing this and I'm just over here still moving my hands. But I'm not touching the gun. Besides, my guns always stay on safety and stay unloaded. Because I take safety precautions. I mean, I check these things 3 times before I bring them over to friends' houses. But, hey, here. Is it hurting anybody? Is it hurting anybody right now?
No.
See? A gun kills, right? Supposedly. Right? Alright? These kill. Yeah, I bet you people didn't think about that. You can kill somebody with your hands. They train you to do that in the Army. To keep yourself alive if your gun runs out of ammo. Because guess what? And you know what Army, you know what they do in the military? The gun's not a weapon. It's just like your backpack, your plate carrier, your uniform. It's a tool. It's an object. Because you're the weapon. It's all about what if you're okay up here. Because I could load this gun right now and I could set it down on my lap and it would not go off. It would not kill anybody. You know why? Because it's a tool. People are the ones that kill. Not the gun. Because if guns killed, why do people get arrested for murder? Right. If guns kill people, why are people getting arrested if guns kill? Am I right?
Yeah.
So this doesn't kill. This doesn't kill people. That's just a tool. That's like your drill or your screwdriver or your phone. You kill. I'm not saying that the viewers kill, but people. Like him and me, like you guys. Your average person can kill. All you got to do is know how or with what tool you have. That's why I said that's a tool. Because people are more deadly than weapons. And whenever people open their eyes and realize that guns are just a tool, all right, guns kill people. Are you going to ban knives? You going to protest against knives? So let's say they ban knives. What about your kitchen knives? You're going to protest against your kitchen knives? Let's say they ban your kitchen knives. Well, you can kill somebody with a fork. You going to protest against a fork? What about your butter knives to put butter on your toast or whatever? You going to protest against your butter knives? You see, you're pretty much protesting against a tool and an item and an object. And whenever people realize that it's not the gun, it's the user, you've just solved your problem for gun safety. In 31 minutes, I just told everybody how to solve gun safety and what all these protests are about. Did I not? No. Did you even hear the question?
No.
I said in 31 minutes, I just told the world how to change gun safety and make it better in 31 minutes. And they've been protesting about it for what,
Buddy,
how many years?
You know that Democrat don't listen to you, right? Democrat don't give shit.
Oh, I know. Well, why do you think I don't support Democrats? I didn't vote for our shitty president. But that's just me. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. So, obviously, I hope I taught people more about firearms in this video than anything. Is because I just want people to understand that it's not the gun that kills. It's the person that kills. Because it's all up here. If they're mentally insane, they don't need a gun.
I hope Democrat understands. Might be.
And like I said, and everybody's entitled to their